Hi everyone, Charlene Ortiz here and welcome to your workout of the week. Happy New Year! This is the first workout of the week of 2018. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday and you're having a great start to the new year. As many of you may have noticed, if you're keeping up with my workout of the week, I have not been able to do workout of the week every week. And so, unfortunately, I did get sick over the holidays. My husband was in the hospital. Anyway, it was kind of a big fiasco. But I have come to the conclusion that doing this every week is going to be too difficult for me right now because my health is just too unpredictable. So my goal is going to be doing workout of the week bi-weekly. So every other week I will be posting a new workout of the week. And so that way it gives you guys a couple weeks to get stronger and to perform the exercises regularly. So that way in 2 weeks time you're ready for the next progression and more advanced movements workout that I'll be doing as we progress every week. So what you're going to need for this workout is going to be just basic tubing. I have it shut at the top of the door. And I have my step right here, which I believe in my last workout of the week I did put a link on where you can get one of these steps online. It's a great addition to any home gym and they're not that expensive. And I also have my free weights here, and I'm also going to be using for the ab portion. If you have your little ball, you can use your little ball or a Pilates ring. These you can also get for a really great price on eBay. And I'll put a link in the description below. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, you'll want to check out how to build a home gym for under $50, and I have links for where you can get a lot of the equipment that I use in my workouts, and also watch the instructional videos so that way, because I spend a lot more time going into the specifics of the movement and neutral spine and all that stuff, and in these workouts I don't really focus on that so we can get right into the workout. This is going to be a more advanced workout, and so if you're not quite ready for this, then you probably want to start with the first or second workout of my workout of the week series and then progress your way up, because I will not be showing modifications as this gets harder and harder. So, all right, the first exercise I'm going to be doing, and if you don't have a step, you can just do it on the floor. And so this step will just add a little bit more intensity because you're elevated. You have to lift yourself up. All right, so for this movement right here, I always get into my neutral, abs folded tight. With one foot on the step, I'm going to step up and bring this knee straight through. Then I'm going to land on the floor and step back with this leg, and then bring my body all the way down to touch the floor. This part is important because it's what's really going to force your glute to engage to lift you up and give you a really great glute workout for this movement. All right, I'm just going to do 10 repetitions on each side, but I recommend that you do 10 to 15. If 10 repetitions is too easy, then bump it up to 15 repetitions if you can do it. All right, so let's begin. So I'm pushing through the heel of the foot with the leg that's on the step, and then I'm stepping back. And again, I'm going all the way down so that I'm actually touching the floor with my hands. I'm always keeping that belly button pulled in. And I'm really trying to maintain neutral spine as much as I can while I'm performing this movement. And make sure you're breathing. And breathe out and in. Breathing out and in. And last one, breathing out and in. Okay, so your breathing pattern, just find a normal pattern of breathing for this movement in particular. Okay, so now I'm going to step up with this leg, and so coming straight through, landing on the step, this leg's going to go back, and again, remember you're putting the pressure through the heel of the foot for the leg that's actually stepping on the step. So push through the heel, and that will help to make sure you're engaging the glute, and that always helps to reduce stress on the knee whenever we engage the glute by pushing through the heel of the foot. Again, I'm keeping my abs engaged and pulled in the whole time. And I'm going to do just one more repetition. And step back. Very nice, and relax. Okay, so now I'm going to go into a full body push-up exercise. So I'm going to be using the step. Again, if you don't have a step, you can use pretty much anything that's elevated, like a really good sturdy book, or just anything. Just something that will keep you just slightly elevated to give you a reference point as you do your side-to-side movement. Okay, so I'm going to be doing just an alternating push-up exercise. So if you do have a step, what you're going to do is put your hand on the edge of one side of the step. I'm going to do a total of 10 repetitions. Now, you want to first make sure that you're lined up with the step real well with where your feet and your body are. And then from this position, I'm going to go into a push-up and then switch to the other side. And you're still thinking about making sure that you're keeping good, strong push-up form throughout this movement. Again, this is meant to be a more advanced workout, and I'm not showing modifications. And so if you're having a hard time with it, you might just not be ready. Okay, and relax. I think that was 10 repetitions, I don't know, but I'm already getting tired. Okay, so now I'm going to go on to a lateral step, which I did do in my last workout as well. So I'm just holding my weights right here. And so if you're not quite ready for weights with your lateral step, that's fine. You can do the movement without weights, but if it is getting easier for you, I definitely encourage you to include the weights and bump up the intensity. All right, so I'm in my neutral, shoulders are back, abs are pulled in nice and tight, stepping out to the side, going into a slight squat, pushing through the heel of this foot as I bring it together. And we'll do 10 repetitions. And on your own, you can do 15 if you want to. I'm just doing 10, just for the sake of time. And because I'm tired, I don't really want to do 15 repetitions. I did my workout today, so. All right, and so as I'm coming back, I'm pushing through the heel of this foot, again, to get my glute to engage, to protect my knee, okay? Let's do one more repetition. Good. All right, now we're going to switch, and we're going to do the other side. And so going out to this side, you're going to push together. And as I'm going into my squat movement, I'll do a little lateral view right here. Remember, you're always leading with your butt, and you're doing just a very, very slight lean forward, okay? We're not letting that knee come forward, and we're not doing this either. It's just a slight lean forward, and the movement's always being led by my butt. And again, I'm pushing through the heel of the foot with the foot that's stepping out to the side, okay? It's great for your glutes and your inner thighs. All right, make that my last one. Okay, so now I'm going to go over into a bent over reverse fly. Again, because you're going to have to maintain neutral in a bent over position, this is going to be a little bit more of an advanced movement. So in my neutral, I always get into my neutral upright. I'm going to lean forward, knees slightly bent, keeping my neutral spine, including in my neck. So I don't want my neck like this. I want it to stay neutral. And I'm just going to do just a reverse fly movement. As I do my fly, I'm going to stop right about where my legs are. Because if you go all the way in, a lot of times that can give you momentum. And you want to kind of take away the momentum to make the muscles work a little bit harder. And if you allow the weights to stop right about where your legs are, that will help and take away the momentum and make your muscles have to work a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to do one more and relax. All right, now I'm going to set these down. All right, so now I'm going to go into a lat pull down movement. So I'm going to be doing one side at a time and doubling up the resistance. So what I'm doing to do one side at a time, I'm just kind of interlacing the handles together like that, so I don't have to hold on to both handles with one hand. So All right, so into my lat pull down movement. And again, I did this in my instructional videos. Shoulders down, abs in nice and tight. I'm going to pull it out to the side, bringing my hand to my shoulder blade, and my elbow is pointing down as I'm doing my movement. As I pull back, I'll breathe out and in. Again, I'm keeping a nice neutral spine position, making sure that my body stays nice and stable throughout the whole movement. All right, I'm going to do 2 more repetitions. By this time, your resistance should be heavy enough that the most you can do is 12 repetitions, because now your repetition count is 8 to 12, which means heavier resistance, okay? And again, that's how you're going to get stronger. If you're using a really light resistance where you can do 20, 25 repetitions, it's going to take you a really long time to get strong. And so you want to keep it down 8 to 12 and making sure the intensity is heavy enough so that, you know, doing a full 12 is going to be a challenge for you. And that's how your muscles will get stronger and start to grow. All right, I'm going to do 1 more and relax. All right, from here I'm going to go straight into just a basic tricep press movement. So for this, I'm going to come closer to where my tubing is at. And this you can also do at the gym with the cable machine as well. Everything I'm doing here can be done at the gym as well. Okay, so nice full extension all the way back. Remember, you're keeping your elbow nice and stable, and you're only stopping at about 90 degrees for your range of motion. And your extension will go behind the body, because in order to really get that tricep to engage and build that tricep, you need to do a nice full extension in your movement. All right, I'm going to do 1 more repetition and relax. Right now I'm going to do my other side. So again, I'm standing close to my tubing, so the direction of resistance is going as much against my tricep muscle as possible. So my belly button again is staying pulled in nice and tight. I'm just keeping my nice neutral stance the whole time. My wrist is also staying in neutral. It's not bending back at all. And I'm going to do 2 more repetitions, full range of motion, and relax. All right, so our last exercise is going to be just a basic bicep curl with a reverse lunge movement, which again I've done in other videos. So again, I'm in my neutral, my shoulders are backing down, my abs are pulled in nice and tight. I'm going to step back, go into my lunge, and curl at the same time. Okay, and even though I'm doing 2 movements at the same time, I'm still making sure that my form is appropriate for both of the movements. With my bicep, I'm making sure that my elbow is staying stable, that it's not moving around. For my lunges, I'm making sure that my knees are staying in a nice level position, that they're not going over my toe, putting stress on my knee that's inappropriate. And I'm also pushing through the heel of my foot as I'm coming up from my lunge. All right, I'm just going to do 2 more repetitions. I'm also keeping my abs pulled in at all times to give my low back support. All right, so that is going to be the standing, more active portion of your workout. Now we're going to move on to the floor, and we're going to end with some abdominal work. Okay, now I'm going to end with some abdominal exercises. So for this portion, you'll want to use your little ball if you have one, or again, a Pilates ring. I'm going to use my Pilates ring for one of the exercises. And so again, if you don't have a Pilates ring, that's fine. You can use your little ball. If you don't have either, that's fine. You can still do the movement, but having the ring or the ball will provide a little bit more intensity for the movement. So, all right, first we're going to start with leg circles, which I've done this movement before. And as I've mentioned in other videos, if you're someone that has a lot of tightness in the upper part of your back, when you lay down, your neck goes back, you want to probably put like a small pillow down or something just to keep your neck in a neutral position. And also working on stretching that area as well so that it can get, back down to its normal state. All right, so I'm going to start with just my leg circles. So I'm going to lay down. And again, I've done this one before. And so, because again, this is a more advanced workout, I'm going to show the most advanced way on how to perform this movement. All right, so I just have the ring in between my knees just to kind of add a little bit of intensity for the movement. And I'm just going to bring my legs in a circular movement, just like that. And I'm going to do 10 repetitions on each side. So squeezing the ring between my knees is going to force me to engage my inner thighs. And also my lower intra-abdominal muscles will also have to engage a little bit more. Okay, and for this movement, the bigger the circle, the harder it's going to be. And the straighter your legs are, the harder it's going to be. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the other direction. And when you're doing the movement, just find a normal breathing pattern, because you know your abs are in a state of contraction throughout the whole movement. Just a normal breathing pattern will be just fine. So as you bring it down, so that can just be, again, just a basic breathing pattern for this movement. And I'm just going to do 2 more repetitions and last one, okay? And so now I'm going to do just a basic crisscross movement, which I've done before. This will be for your obliques as well as your rectus, and of course, keeping that belly button in and keeping that neutral spine in your back. Your transverse abdominis will have to be engaging as well. So my hands are behind my neck, supporting my head. I'm going to elevate my legs and bring my chest towards my knee. And I'm doing the most advanced version of this movement. So as you lift, breathe out. And just find just a normal, comfortable breathing pattern. And again, my back is always staying in a nice neutral position. I'm never letting my back arch up. And I do that by making sure my belly button is staying pulled in nice and tight, using that transverse abdominis to protect my back. All right, let's do 4 more, a total of 2 more on each side. And 1 more on each side, and relax. If you want, you can straighten your legs and you can straighten your arms above your head. And that will just help to loosen up your abdominal muscles so they don't cramp up too much, and let them have a little bit of a break in between repetitions. And when you're doing the stretch, it's okay to let your back arch during the stretch. You can actually even arch it yourself if you want to a little, and that will just help to stretch out the abdominal muscles. All right, so for those, you'll do about 15 on each side, and that'll be like a total of 30. All right, so now I'm going to do just a basic hip lift, and I'm going to use my little ball right here between my knees. And so for this movement right here, this is like a reverse crunch, but we're just adding a little movement in our hip to kind of intensify the contraction in the lower part of the abdomen. All right, so starting with my knees bent, I'm going to bring my feet down towards the floor as far as what my back will let me, making sure my back's not arching, but I'm keeping it down into neutral. Then I'm going to lift and just do a nice little hip lift movement. And you want to make sure that you're keeping control as you do the movement, that you're not, using momentum or, going out of control or anything like that as you perform the movement. And just bring the feet down, again, as low as you can. And if you can do full range of motion, it'll be just your feet very lightly touching the mat, like hovering over the mat. And again, as you can see, my movement is nice and controlled. I'm not throwing my hips up or anything like that. All right, I'm going to do 1 more repetition, breathing out and in. All right, so now I'm going to straighten my legs and stretch out my abdominal muscles. And for that, again, you can do 10 to 15 repetitions. Because for abdominal muscles, and as far as strengthening the abdominal muscles, it is an endurance muscle because it's contracted, pretty much all day. And so for the abdominal muscles, you can do a little bit higher repetitions in order to get them stronger, as opposed to like a bicep curl or something like that, where you would want to do 8 to 12 repetitions because we're using more resistance. So, all right, now let's go ahead. We'll end with some stretches. So bringing my knee into my chest. And for the stretching part, I do recommend that you watch my video, how to do a full body stretch, because at the end of these workouts, I don't really do a really long stretch. And that video will give you a lot of different stretches that you can do after your workout. Now I'm going to do a hamstring stretch. I personally keep my knee bent because I have a tendency to arch my back when I'm stretching my hamstring in this nature. And whenever you stretch, you want to make sure that you're breathing, just taking nice deep breaths from your belly button. So when you breathe, let your belly button rise as you breathe in and go down as you breathe out. And that is diaphragmatic breathing, to breathe from your belly button. Now I'm going to switch sides. And again, I'm just giving my hamstring a nice full stretch. If you want to get the calf involved a little bit, you can flex your foot and you'll feel the intensity of the stretch go into your calf muscles. And you can even do like some rotation that will get your tibialis anterior a little bit more as well. So however you want to do this stretch. All right, now I'm going to do a piriformis stretch. A lot of people can't do this laying down. If this is too difficult for you, you can do a seated piriformis stretch, which I show in my how to do a full body stretch. I show how to do that in that video. All right, and so for those of us that can do it laying down, you're kind of, reaching your arms in through the little space right here in your leg, and you're just pulling that knee in close to your chest. Now I have very flexible hips. My hamstrings are terrible. I don't have flexible hamstrings. I'm constantly trying to work on that. But my hips are pretty flexible. And again, just breathe. And for each stretch, you want to hold it for at least 30 seconds. I know I'm not holding it for that long in this video just for the sake of time. But you want to hold it for at least 30 seconds. 60 seconds is ideal. So if you can have the patience to hold each stretch for 60 seconds, that gives your muscles a chance to kind of respond to the pulling sensation of the stretch, and you just kind of submit and release. And so it takes about 30 seconds for your muscles to respond to it so that it will release and start to relax. All right, so now I'm going to do erector spinae. So I have one leg straight. You can also do it with both knees bent. That's fine too. If you're more flexible, you can straighten one leg. And I'm going to take the opposite leg, my hand over my opposite leg, and pull it over. And then I'm just going to straighten this arm and look the opposite direction. And again, just breathe and make sure you're keeping your shoulders down while you're stretching too. A lot of people will have a tendency to kind of, lift their shoulders, straighten their shoulders, but you want to make sure that your shoulders are staying down and relaxed throughout the whole stretch. Okay, again, I'm just holding it for a few seconds. I'm not holding it, for the full ideal time. And now we're just going to do the other side. And again, I'm looking the opposite direction. The goal is you're trying to bring this knee down to the floor and this shoulder down to the floor. That's what you're trying for. Don't hurt yourself trying to do it. Only stretch as far as what your body will allow you to. You need to feel just a slight pull, maybe some slight discomfort, but it shouldn't be painful. It shouldn't be to the point where you actually pull a muscle. All right, so from this position right here, as always, I always rotate to the side to let myself up to get up off of the floor. So there you go, guys. That is your workout of the week. Give yourself a hand if you were able to get through the whole thing without stopping. I had a hard time with this workout. And every week I'm going to have a harder time as they get more and more advanced. And so for this workout, you want to perform it at least 2 days a week. 3 days a week is even better. 3 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions for each exercise. And I did like a circuit. And a circuit training is just my favorite way to work out because it keeps your heart rate elevated the whole time. You get more rest periods in between exercises. And you can get more done in a shorter period of time because you don't really need rest as you're performing different muscles with each exercise. So, All right, guys, excellent work today. So keep it up. So workout of the week again in 2 weeks. I'll be doing my next one. And again, it's going to be more advanced than this one. I might just increase the intensity of the movements that we did today, make them harder, what have you. But it's going to be harder. So you're going to need to be consistent with this workout in order for you to make sure that you're getting stronger, okay? And so I know for the holidays, oftentimes we gain weight and we have to kind of get back to our normal nutrition habits. And so for your nutrition tip of this week, I said the last time that I want you to increase your water intake, so only 2 beverages a day or a sugary beverage. I now want you to try to make every single beverage you drink throughout the day just water. Unless maybe you drink a coffee or something throughout the day. If you are a coffee drinker, a Starbucks person, and you love your lattes and stuff like that, I challenge you to go to just plain coffee. If you want to put a little cream, a little sugar, that's okay. I like some flavor in my coffee, but just plain coffee with a little cream and sugar will be a huge calorie reduction from any of the fancy drinks that you get in the morning. And I know we get addicted to those and we really love those, but I really want to challenge you to only drink just pure coffee. And if you like a little cream and a little sugar, that's fine too. Also, for your snacks, I want your snacks now to be solely fruits, vegetables, or some type of a healthy nut, like a walnut, almonds, something of that nature, to make sure that, again, you're really trying to cut out the processed foods throughout your day, and that when you're eating your meals, that you're including more lean proteins like the turkeys, the fishes, the chicken, stuff like that, that you're having a larger serving of vegetables, a smaller serving of the complex carbohydrates. So that way, again, you're getting more nutrients. So I want you to really start incorporating more fruits and vegetables into your daily life, where you're eating at least 2 fruits and at least 2 vegetables a day. If you start incorporating all those foods that is loaded with nutrients, and you haven't been eating like that, you're going to feel a huge difference in how you feel. You really will, because our body craves those foods, because we're meant to be living off of those types of natural foods. So, and your thought of the week is going to be, everything that I do ends in the success that I want to have. So tell yourself that every single week. Everything you do results in the success that you want. So that way, you can feel like, or start to, convince yourself that you're going to be successful in everything that you pursue. And when it comes to our thought process, again, these are things that we have to tell ourselves over and over again until we start to change our subconscious mind, and how we see ourselves, how we see our life, how we see our situation, our circumstances, what have you. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, so that way you don't miss any other workouts of the week or any other videos that I do to help you improve the quality of your life. So remember, take care of yourself, protect yourself physically and emotionally, and don't forget, your health is your most valuable asset. Invest in it. Bye-bye.